Well, hey, welcome back. Today we're talking about, are townhomes good investment properties? Lots of them. I've lived in them before, but are they a good property to buy as a rental? That's what we'll look at. All right, so on today's video, we're going to take a look at what are the pros, what are the benefits of investing as townhomes as rental properties, as well as what are the cons, what are the pitfalls of this kind of investment class. And then I'm going to give you some of my biggest tips on doing it successfully. So what are the big benefits of investing in townhomes? Well, the first big benefit is there's lots of them. I mean, take a look around. Chances are there are tons and tons, hundreds if not thousands of townhomes in your city or town. So they are a very, very plentiful kind of property to buy as an investment. Second big benefit of townhomes is the price point. These kind of properties tend to be the kind of properties that entry-level buyers are purchasing. So these are perfect properties for renting out to everyday kind of tenants, especially young families. Third big benefit is easy maintenance. Because these townhomes are typically in a condo-type corporation, the maintenance of the common areas is typically taken care of by the condo corporation. The maintenance of the exterior of the property is typically taken care of, and it's all taken into account with the strata fees that are paid each month. Each month, the owner of the townhome is paying a monthly fee, and that fee goes towards the maintenance of the property. So anything on the outside is usually taken care of. The fourth big benefit of investing in townhomes is these are very family-friendly kind of properties. So if you're looking to rent out to families, this is a great option because typically they're larger than an apartment or a condominium. You know, we're talking 2 or 3 bedroom townhomes, usually 2.5 baths, that kind of thing. And quite often they have a small yard that's included as well. So you're able to rent out to families and typically get a higher rental than you would for a condominium or an apartment. Now, it's not all sunshine and flowers when it comes to investing in townhomes. There's also some negatives, some downsides. And the first big downside is you don't really own the property. You're part of kind of a communal situation. You own a percentage of this communal property. So that means that you're under the rules and regulations of your condo association, your strata association, whatever it's called in your area. That means you have to follow those rules if you want to own that kind of property in that community. Second challenge with investing in townhomes is rental limitations. So in quite a few townhome type communities, there are limitations as to what you can do with that property. A lot of them want to be owner occupied only. That means that the only people that are allowed to live in these townhomes are the folks that actually own them. So you have to do really, really careful due diligence about that. Don't buy a townhome if you're not allowed to rent it out. I've seen a few people do that. Another challenge with townhomes is sharing walls. I mean, these are not individual standalone properties. They're typically connected side by side with a bunch of other properties. Now, it's better than a condo or an apartment in that you typically don't have people on top and below you, but you quite often do have people on either side of you. So your tenants or whoever's going to be in your property are sharing walls with other people. If their neighbors are super noisy, that's going to be a challenge. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Another challenge with townhomes is committees. What do I mean by that? If you're buying into a townhome situation, typically it's in a condo association or strata type situation, and there are committees that run that association. So they come up with rules, they enforce the rules, they come up with new bylaws, etc. So you're going to have to deal with the people on the committee. You're going to have to keep that in mind. You're going to have to be voting on things, probably taking part in different committee meetings or strata association meetings. Just keep that in mind. Another challenge with investing in townhomes is because this is part of a kind of a communal property, and because you've got these condo fees or strata fees or whatever they're called in your area, not all the time does that money cover everything. So every once in a while, there might be a cash call. What does that mean? That means, for example, if all of the roofs on the townhomes in that community need to be replaced and the condo association doesn't have enough money put aside, they might do a cash call and tell every owner of the properties, hey, you have to chip in $5 grand or $10 grand or whatever it is towards fixing the roofs, towards replacing the shingles on the roofs. And that could come up as a big surprise sometimes. So you have to keep that in mind. The other thing is the condo fees or the strata fees can change. So you buy the property, you've got a certain expense, you know what that's going to be. And then a year later, they bump it up 15, 20%, whatever it is. And you might not be expecting that. You might not have that anticipated in your projections and in your cash flow. So you always have to keep those things in mind as well. All right, I've got 3 big tips for you if you are going to invest in these kind of townhouse investment opportunities. And the first tip is to get a focused realtor on your team who knows this asset class inside out in your area. So there are tons and tons of different realtors out there. Different ones have different specialties. I'm going to recommend that if you're going to be focusing on this particular investment class, get a realtor who knows and really focuses on that investment class. That way they're going to be able to point you in the right direction and help you avoid some of the common pitfalls. They're going to know which are the best communities and which are the problematic ones. They're going to know which ones were built properly and which ones weren't. So a good realtor is huge. The second recommendation is if you're making an offer on one of these kind of properties, on a townhouse, then get a professional to review the strata documents or the condo association documents. And what that person is going to do is they're going to go through all of the rules and regulations with a fine-tooth comb, plus they're going to review the finances of that strata corporation and explain it to you in plain English. Now you might be saying, well, Dave, I could take a look at that and figure that out myself. Yeah, you might be able to, but if you invest a few bucks and get the professionals to do it, it's going to get done properly. And they're going to be able to explain to you the pros and the cons in plain English so you can go in with your eyes wide open. This can literally save you tens, if not more, tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, over the course of you owning that property by avoiding cash calls. The third big tip is if you are going to buy one of these kind of properties, get on the board. Get on the condo association board. Be part of the ruling class, so to speak, that's part of this community. So get on the board so you know exactly what's going on, you know what the expenses are, you know what's coming up, you know what the rules and regulations are. You can actually have an impact on what happens to your property. Otherwise, you're just passively sitting by waiting for stuff to happen. If you're actually actively involved in the association, on the condo board, you've got the inside track. It doesn't take that long either. Now, if you're going to be buying townhouses, chances are you're going to want to buy more than just one of them. One of them is great, but buying multiple properties of any kind is where you're really able to scale and increase your cash flow and your net worth. So a big tip for doing that is to use other people's money. There's only so much that you can do on your own. So you're going to have to tap into investors and their capital, bring on investors, bring on joint ventures for you to be able to scale your business and share the profits with them. But by sharing the profits with them, you're able to grow much bigger and much faster than you could all by yourself. One of the tips I have for you when it comes to talking with investors and joint venture partners is to dress the part. Now, I'm having fun here today with my t-shirt, but when I'm talking to an investor partner about putting money into a deal with me, I am going to dress up. What does dress up mean? I'm going to dress up business casual. I'm not going to overdo it. It's not going to be a full tie and the whole bit, but I am going to wear a nice shirt and a blazer, a nice pair of slacks, and that's going to do several things. First of all, it's going to show the other person that I respect them and I respect their time and I value their input, and it's going to get respect back from them as well. They're going to see me as a professional versus me just showing up too casual. Always dress the part when you're talking with people about investing with you. So if you want more tips and more advice about attracting investors, raising capital, I've got a resource for you. It's my book. It's called The Money Partner Formula. There's a link for it in the description below, or you can get your free copy at investorattractionbook.com. Go ahead and get it today.